One writer for the LA Times also reported that unplugging the console during that update breaks specs, rendering it unusable. Rendering it unusable. Rendering it unusable. Rendering it unusable. Rendering it unusable.
This is how you'll play next. Using the all-new Wii U gamepad controller to place a block and give everyone a boost. With new power-ups and new challenges in an all-new Mario game. Letting someone watch their favorite TV show while you keep the game going on the gamepad. New Super Mario Bros. U, only available on the all-new Wii U.
Welcome to OFR Radio.
There.
Welcome to OFR Radio, episode 125, season 4, episode 1. Woo! Yes, it is Tuesday, November 20th, 2012, 7:45 in the Central. I am one of the OFR dynamic duo tonight, TJ Timo HOU87, but also my partner in crime is Bill Vladz Hammer.
What's up, TJ? How you doing?
All right, man. We're going to get into it, as we want to give a absolute special shout-out to Jimmy the Ace Black, as he is not on tonight, but hey, he has a busy schedule, as he had the birth of his son early in the week, so congratulations to Jimmy and his family on that absolute blessing earlier in the week, man. So
yeah, you know he's got his hands full right now.
Absolutely. Controller in one hand and a bottle in the other.
There you go.
So shout outs to him and his family. And Bill, tell me about this stupid Windows Phone commercial that just has you checking your computer back and forth.
I know, because tonight we're going to record our podcast, and this commercial gets me every single time. It's for the new Windows 8. It's a Windows Phone, I guess, and it's about a 30-second spot, and about three-quarters of the way through that spot, you hear the Skype sound. I guess they're promoting that, hey, you can Skype on this phone with the Windows 8. Well, every time I'm walking through the living room or I got the TV on, I hear that boop, 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 that Skype sound, you know, when someone's calling you on Skype, and I'm like, oh, shit, I should be podcasting now. Like, oh, someone's calling me. And it gets me every single time. Like, I will not pay attention if the phone rings sometimes. You know, I'll be like, oh, somebody will get it. But dude, the Skype thing rings, that's for me. I always know it's for me. So that gets me every single. Right before we came down here, I was like, boo, boo, boo. Like, what time is it?
Yeah.
What time is it? Shit, I'm late. No, it's a commercial.
You know,
so yeah.
You know what's sad that gets me sometimes? A damn doorbell on like some shows or something like that. And I hate it gets me sometimes. I'll be like, I'll look at the window, and then one time my wife just waited for like 10 minutes till she said, you know, TJ, that was a TV. Like, what? Oh, okay. I felt so dumb.
Yeah. Somebody's here.
I was like, whoa, wait a minute, who's that? You know, because we don't usually answer the door, you know, to strangers, you know, shit. So,
right.
So I always look out the window upstairs in the bedroom, and she got me that one day, man. She just started laughing. She's like, TJ, that was a TV.
Well, I know there ain't nobody here ringing my door.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere. It's probably that bear outside. Speaking of which, there's some guy. I don't know if you ever watched his I Survive shows.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I've never seen.
Okay, and they show like these people who were like maybe a car accidents or they're attacked by some.
You know what? I have seen that with my wife one night.
Okay, all right. So they had one within the last month, and it was this bear showed up in this guy's house. Inside his house in his living room, his dog and this bear were going at it in his living room. That son of a gun lives a couple miles away from here. And I remember that morning when the news was saying about how this bear came in his house. I think that guy and his wife were feeding those bears to get them to come around close to his house, because I think he was going to just go shoot one in bear season. Mm-hmm. Well, his dog was out messing with a bear out in the yard and come running in the house with the bear following, and then the bear stood up in his house, on his hind legs. And like he's going at it with the bear, wrestling. The wife jumps on the bear because it's mauling him, and the dog's barking, and everyone's just going nuts. And I'm like, that son of a bitch lives right here, fucking feeding the bears. Oh, they probably didn't talk about that.
Yeah, they probably didn't, man. I saw one where it's like really crazy shit. Like the one I saw with my wife, this woman was like 8 months pregnant, and her neighbor and some other dude with him like stabbed her like 30 times or something like that.
Those are
and it's like, what? And it's like, it was like her neighbor's like brother or something like that. And it was like, God, I mean,
Does your wife watch those things all the time?
Well,
my wife loves those shows.
Man, she likes watching that stuff, and my mom likes watching those forensic file shows and all that other stuff, and of course, all those in the same vein kind of shows like, like Intervention is kind of different, but all the A&E survival bio is the channel, like the bio channel has all that shit on there, like the forensic files on where, I forgot the dude's name, but he has this voice like this where it sounds like this where
it's like Bill Curtis, I think.
One night he was he was going out with some friends, and then something strange happened.
Dude, yeah, all those horror movies, Escape from Death, forensic murder cases, serial killers. My wife loves that stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I can't watch no more. Like,
Yeah, I can only have to take so much of that stuff.
Like,
all right, come on, let's watch something else.
Exactly.
Got to be something else on TV. Got 1 million channels here.
Yeah, speaking of stupid, dumb, and no surprise from Nintendo, the Wii U.
The Wii U has launched.
That's right. And if you have that white one, you are fucked. There is no simple way of saying it. Because there is a 5 gig update when you turn it on. And if you have that white one, you only have 8 gigs.
Is it the white one's only the 8 gig version?
Yeah, the white one. The black one is the one that's the bigger one that's more...
The 32 or something.
Which is what most of the people bought, because it comes with the Nintendo Land. It comes with, like, instead of 8 gig, I think it was like 250? Is that right?
Really? I know there was a 32 gig version.
32 gig, I'm sorry. I don't give it more than...
All right, yeah. I was going to say, man, that's a pretty big leap from 8.
No,
as soon as you turn that thing on, there's a 5 gig update, which takes up most of your 8 gigabytes that you even have.
Yeah.
I saw the news. There was someone who just turned it on. They did the update, which could take, I guess, from an hour to 5 hours, depending on your internet speed. I guess some people, might have a slow internet speed, may take them a while. And then they didn't have any room to install Nintendo Land.
And that's not going to be the most impressive game out of that damn lineup either.
No, I wouldn't think.
Because they're all going to get Mario, and then how much is it? How much is it going to, be to install Mario if you got to install Nintendo Land? And
I guess you should probably install it to get the high def, maybe.
Which is dumb, because when they say the system's supposed to be high definition, I'd be thinking that it goes through the system, not through an install where you go through the game. That's backwards.
There's a lot to talk about with this Wii U, man. Just driving me crazy.
Man.
Now, I did see the LA Times reviewer. What's his name? Starts with an F. Bill Fink? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bert. He they sent him a Wii U to review, and he plugged it in. Of course, he's got the 5 gigabyte update, and his internet connection was interrupted during that time, which I guess could happen. I don't know if his router went out or the power went out, or maybe he just thought during those between 1 to 5 hours that maybe I should just reboot this thing. Maybe it's not taken or something. I should just restart it. Well, if you do that, you brick your system.
Oh, wow.
It shuts down. You can't turn it on. It don't do nothing. It's dead. It's a dead unit.
Ooh, I would be pissed off, man, because the black one is $350. So a lot of people paid money for that $350 one.
And they're going on eBay, I think, for a lot more than that, too. People were, seeing that supply and demand type of thing, and they know that, they're out there.
It's almost like the Wii, like, what, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And the PS3s, remember, they came out, and they were like, people were selling them for a lot of money. But, dude, if you put that in, and all of a sudden your router went out, or your internet, or maybe you're just like, this is taking forever. I'm just going to reboot this thing. and then it dies. Your unit's dead.
Yeah.
You got to send it back to Nintendo or somebody to fix it or replace it or take it back to the store for, maybe the honor.
No, but you can't take it back to the store because they're not going to have any.
Right. They give you store credit, Walmart.
And you have to wait till probably February to get one.
That's unacceptable. I cannot imagine anybody finding that this is okay.
No.
If you did that with a PS3 or an Xbox system and it dies if you interrupt the install, forget about it. I don't know how this got past testing. This is not okay. This is not okay.
It really looks like they really rushed this thing. I mean, it seems like it needed to be just a little bit more, man. But honestly, if I'm okay, I'm thinking in the realm of my 4-year-old and my 2-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's getting to the games, she's actually getting like the 360 down. I'm proud of her, man. She's getting the buttons down, when we play the games and all that stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, if I'm gonna get her a system, I might as well just give her a Wii because they're cheaper right now. They're coming with there's one bundle that's like $99.96, the black one. It comes with a remote, a game, and all that stuff.
Just the regular Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's a bunch of games that's going to be in her demographic. I don't have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be cheaper because this thing came out. I feel like I'm going to save some money going that route versus doing this. At least I know when I get the Wii, it's going to work somewhat.
Right. Yeah, because in the Wii, I remember the big complaint with the Wii was, and I had one. It's at my mother-in-law's now to just watch Netflix, and that's the only thing we use it for, really. But one of the big things is to play with someone else, you had to have this long-ass code of what their friend ID was.
Exactly.
Or what their ID was.
Exactly.
And you had to load that in there, and so that became cumbersome. It wasn't convenient to say, oh, well, I'll just look up Vlad's hammer, and I'll friend him, and then...
And you know what? What I heard, that they having problems with their servers, too, on that shit. So.
Are they?
Yeah.
I saw it's kind of not user-friendly either. I don't know who tested this part either. If we both got Wii U's, and I wanted to send you a friend invite, you won't see it unless you send me a friend invite also.
That's backwards.
So, I can't just send you one and you go, okay, here, Vlad's sending me a friend invite. I'll send one back to him. No, we both have to do it at the same time, or at least both have one out there pending for each other for us to even see that there's one there. I read that on a review. I'm like, that's terrible. Who came up with that idea?
This thing is in bad shape, man. It's in bad shape because...
I don't know. I just see the commercials and they have the small screen, and then the kid's looking up at the big screen, and then he's looking down at the small screen, and he's doing motion sensor stuff, touching it, but then he's looking up at the big screen. I just don't see that as a fun experience interface.
Honestly, I don't see that as a problem because, bottom line, how many homes in America just has one TV?
Yeah, you got lots of TVs.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, in this house we got 4. I mean, so no, wait a minute, we got 5 in this 5. I mean. The average home has more than one TV.
Oh yeah,
so
it's just
so I don't really see how that's an impressive kind of feature on that. I mean, it's impressive to where be like, okay, I'm gonna just continue playing, and all that shit.
Yeah, if someone wants to come in the living room and they want to watch TV, well,
and they still haven't priced how much that thing is separate from if I can buy another one.
Right, you can't buy another one. It's only 1 unit per Wii U right now.
If you have 2 kids. And you bought this thing, man, they're going to be fighting over that damn thing. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to be playing with the other remote when my brother and sister have the big thing with the screen. I'm going to be pissed. And I don't blame the other kid for being pissed.
That's not going to be a very peaceful Christmas if you get that.
Hell no. This kid's going to be like, that kid's going to be like, this is bullshit. Santa should have gave us another
right, and they're gonna be tugging on it and fighting over it, and I just don't see it being fun. Looking down at one screen, then looking up at another screen, then looking down as a gamer, and that's what bothers, even the Kinect, where I didn't even have to look at the Kinect, was a weird interface, and that kind of grew old real quick. But as a gamer, you're gonna want a controller in your hand. Your eyes are focused on the screen. Sometimes you don't even blink.
Especially old school guys that are old school like us that are just used to controlling ourselves. We're used to the joystick. We're used to the controller. We're used to pressing the buttons. We're used to, I mean, we're not used to, it was different back in the day on the Dreamcast, where, you were playing, NFL 2K something and you were trying to do your plays because you didn't want your friend to guess what you were running, so that's what we used to do, when we had the Dreamcast. But it wasn't to where, you looked the whole time on the damn, little screen thing on the controller. It was just an aid, but the whole experience was still on the screen, so, I mean, you're in bad shape, Nintendo. You're going to have to do something. Because, go ahead.
I was going to say, I saw Nintendo had this, if you go out there and look how their launch date and their official, I think even Zabari just put this out on his Facebook thing. There was a picture of the one guy who got the first unit. There's this dude standing in line. Looks like he's wearing a power glove, Nintendo power glove in one hand. He's holding his Wii U unit. He's getting this picture taken. His name is Triforce Johnson.
Man, I hope Triforce Johnson bought the black one.
That's all and I hope he has a good internet connection.
Exactly, man. Oh my God.
And is patient.
I just think it was wrong timing, man, because look, all these games are coming out at the beginning of the year for the 360 and PS3. I mean, games that everybody's looking forward to, and then honestly, I think Black Ops 2, Halo 4, Assassin's Creed 3 stole the thunder of this thing. Tell you the truth.
I don't know many people on my friends list that even own that bought one or were planning to buy one. I know Golf Rat picked one up, but I think it was for like a relative for Christmas.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna ever turn it on himself.
Yeah, we next week we need to see if Zabari got one, and maybe he'll come on and tell us about it.
Yeah, maybe he did the update and got the bigger version and has more room and enjoys it. Maybe, and there's probably a market for the people. It's not me.
It's not me either, man.
It don't look fun. And the last thing I'll touch on here with the Wii U is, whenever you're out on Yahoo and you want to click on a video clip of, the sports play or something like that, or there was a white sperm whale that someone picked, it had a video footage of, and you click on the thing, there's always a little ad, an ad for whatever it is, and usually they're about 15 seconds long, and after a certain point you can skip the ad or whatever.
That's right.
But Wii U has got ads out there all over the place for this thing, and they're 30 seconds long, and you can't skip them.
No. So
I'm sitting there watching that stupid commercial for 30 seconds. That just drives me nuts.
Oh yeah. That's how they spell it. Oversaturated, but hey, I am not worried about it.
Cool.
Now, the next thing on the hot man, this is pretty cool. I ain't heard about this till now, that there's a vote for kind of like Mortal Kombat type kills in the multiplayer of Far Cry 3. Wow, that's
right. Far Cry 3. That was kind of I saw some clips of it a while back, and it kind of was on my radar, but not too much. It was kind of everything was overshadowed with those big three: Assassin's Creed, Halo, and
they are very smart coming out next month
come out the next month when because everybody's already bought those games, and if they want something else to maybe fill someone's stocking or get a present or just need a new game, Far Cry 3 comes out in December. Now, and I was talking to Golf Rat about it at work. And a buddy of ours who came in, and we talked him into getting Halo 4, and he loves it now, and we were talking about that game. He's like, hey, have you heard about the Far Cry 3 multiplayer ending? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, well, apparently at the end, like kind of like Killzone 3, there's like a little, or I think even Uncharted 3, at the end of each multiplayer match, there's a little clip, like a little CGI clip where it shows a couple of the characters in the game with like the gamer tags above their heads, standing there doing something cool.
Yeah.
Well, this does. They show like these three characters of the winning team and one character of the losing team. I think it's the high scorer of the losing team, who's like on his knees before the three guys, and you can vote on how you want to do their finishing move. One could be just beat his ass, just just turn around and just start wailing on the dude. He said there's another one where you take a hand grenade, shove it in his mouth, and punch him in the head, and then it explodes. There's another one where just all kinds of different ways where you could kill the guy in humiliating fashion, which I thought was genius. You know, like, wow, what a way to keep that guy who just got his ass kicked in the game, because he's going to want revenge. Who wants to have their character on the screen for everyone to see, getting brutalized and voted on how they're going to brutalize them, you know, by the other players?
It makes a whole different meaning to the word cut down.
I think it's going to make things probably more vicious as far as, you know, language and you know, tempers on Xbox or PS3 or wherever you're playing a game. I think people are going to get a little more pissed off if you start voting on how you're gonna destroy the guy at the end of the game by shoving a hand grenade in his mouth and, you know, clamping it shut or hitting him with your gun. I mean, all kinds of different ways you could kill the guy. I just saw one or two on. There's not many on YouTube at the moment, but
yeah.
In fact, the one I saw was in Spanish. So
okay.
I don't know what they're voting on. But I thought that's a pretty cool way to just something a little extra, you know, that they added to that game.
That'd be good. Adios, puto.
Bam. Oh. And I don't know what the two choices were, because I know one of the choices was just a physical beatdown of the guy, and they're like, so there's like two choices there, and then all of a sudden, you know, I guess everybody who's in the match gets to vote, and then boom, they turn around and he just starts wailing on it, just beating that shit out of it, just punching him in the face.
That's gonna be cool then, because, you know, graphically this game looks impressive. It's gonna be the second major game that Ubisoft is gonna have, so. It's like you said, man, you know, that, and especially if there's going to be some sales on it, you know, and stuff like that. I don't know if it will be coming out, you know, first week of December, but you never know. But it'd be smart if they did that. They'll probably sell more copies that way. Yeah,
it looks good. The single player and the multiplayer look a little... There's like a slight difference, I guess. The multiplayer kind of has that Uncharted 3 feel to it.
Yeah.
Almost that... Just the way it looks a little bit, but it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean the premise is what we talked about, kind of like the Survivor crazy. You know, like this guy is on vacation with his friends on the island, they get kidnapped, and so it's like, so it's kind of like, you know, it's just. I just remember, you know, the E3 presentation with Aisha Taylor, where, you know, the woman with the titties just coming up with the dancing and the.
Yes, the things in the single player.
I just remember that one, you know. Like everybody, like, oh, titties! It got everybody's attention. That's for sure. Even she said it. Even she said it afterwards. Hey, titties! So that's cool, man. That's gonna be a cool addition, man. So that's awesome, man. Can't wait to see more on that one.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
All right. So, and lastly, we want to give a adios to Elmo. And, you know, everybody kind of knows what's been going on with the, I keep on forgetting his name. I don't mean to forget his name, but
Kevin Flash, I think.
Yeah, the one that controls the one that puppeteers Elmo. You know, there was another, you know, allegation that came out, and the executives at Sesame Street just said, "Hey, man, you're gonna have to hit the road."
Yeah, so he resigned, and it's sad to me. Elmo is such an awesome character. He did so much for Sesame Street, and not just being popular. I think kids connected with him.
Oh yeah,
he was a positive, friendly character that touched everybody. I mean, that guy was popular for a heck of a long time.
He has been. I mean, I think that's probably he's going to go down probably as the most popular Sesame Street character of all time, probably.
Yeah,
because you know, I remember way back when the Tickle Me Elmo thing came out, everybody was trying to buy that thing for like $200-$300 up and all that. I was like, what the hell is this Elmo thing? And you know, I'm sitting there, and I finally, you know, somebody actually showed it to me, and I'm like, oh my god, if I'm a kid, I want this shit too, man. I mean,
yeah, they had Elmo that sang the ABCs and Sesame Street song.
My son has a toy right now, Elmo. It sings all kind of songs. He presses a button and it sings like 8 different songs, you know, and he just loves it, man. So it is sad, man. I mean,
it is sad, and I hate to talk about this because it's probably not appropriate, but. Golf Rat he says, hey, I was up at my mom's house. You got to see his dog she got, and he brings out his iPhone. He shows me, and they got a Tickle Me Elmo, and they have this little dog. It's one of these little tiny dogs, and it is humping out of Elmo. And Elmo is laughing and vibrating and giggling on the ground, and this dog is just humping away. And you hear hee hee hee, and the dog is nailing it.
No, man, we got to do that with my little dog. We got a little teacup Yorkie here, man, and she goes in heat, man, and wants to do my son's scout leapfrog.
Oh my god!
So we're like, man, you little horny bitch, you little horny bitch. That's not for you. And I had to grab it. We got to keep it up high so she doesn't get it and all that stuff. Damn shame. He can't play with his toy, man, because she's gonna hump it, man.
Right.
Damn shame, man.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. We bring that subject up as we're talking about Elmo and this weird stuff, but
no,
man,
we don't mean any disrespect.
No disrespect. Props to Elmo. I love Elmo.
Absolutely, and never know, man. Shoot, man. We talk about image and all that stuff, but shoot, Disney throw money at anything. You never know.
Yeah,
he'd be going to another team.
Right, he could be. I see why Sesame Street had to do that because their target audience is 100% kids.
Absolutely.
You cannot have any even suggestion that something is inappropriate. Okay. So obviously, and I think he did the right thing. He didn't fight it or nothing. He's just boom. He stepped down. He resigned. Because I think it just shows you the character of him.
Exactly.
If you haven't seen it, go out and I think it's called Being Elmo.
That's
it's
right.
a documentary on Netflix. It's very good. Just shows you the kind of person he is. And I don't know if these things are true. If they're not, I don't know. Maybe they could be. But it doesn't take away from the talent that he is.
All right, cool. All right. Now we're going to get into best and worst of the week. The best thing and worst thing, and the best, well, I'll get to my worst first because it was frustrating last night because I want to shout out to all the 40Cast crew, T-Tox, and Dragon59 from Gamer Husbands. They're on playing Blops 2, and, T-Tox invited me to the party, and my cheap-ass headset was not working. So I couldn't talk to him. I guess you can play without hearing anybody, but it's kind of hard because you're trying to to do strategy and all that stuff and deathmatch and all that stuff. So it was just frustrating. I got a couple of kills in there and got killed too. I got cut down, but also gunned down. So it was kind of even, but it just sucks, man, because I got this cheap headset. It was working fine, and all of a sudden I haven't put it in a long time. The first time somebody invites me to an Xbox Live party. The shit.
Yeah, and then you have a problem. You can't talk.
Shit doesn't work, man. I took the thing out of the bottom of the controller. I can hear them over my TV. Put it back in. I can't hear it.
You can't hear it.
It's like shit. Son of a bitch.
Those little wires in those things just go, and I don't know. And they're just cheaply made, and they don't last very long. And yeah, that sucks. I've gone through many of those things.
Exactly. So
my kids have anyway.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, like I we talked earlier, use your Kinect as a backup system for that because you can still talk, and it'll come out your TV. They'll hear you as if maybe you're talking through like a laptop or something like that. Just maybe move it closer, the Kinect closer to where you are, and you'll be okay.
All right. Cool. Well, Black Friday, I'm looking for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on some, so I don't miss out on an Xbox Live party, man, because...
That's right. That's where the fun is.
That's where the fun is, man, exactly, so, shoot, that was my worst, but the best of the week is the last episode of Boardwalk Empire. The ending was absolutely crazy. I mean, it was emotional, it was messed up.
Wow.
It was, oh wow. I don't want to spoil anything. But basically the one that play, I don't know his name, but the character Jipper said it, I said on the last show he's like Scarface times 6.
Mm-hmm.
It almost in the realm of if you see the movie Scarface, and I think when everybody sees it you kind of go for Tony Montana because of what he comes from and from where he came from to what he's trying to get to. It's almost the same kind of thing with this character, Jip Rizek. I mean, he is calculated cold on when he is cold, but his reasons for it, you kind of respect him because, he's really, even though he's doing all this, he's really doing it to best himself for his family, honestly. And
that's what the end of the third season.
Going towards the end of the third season, there's only 2 episodes left.
Okay.
You know, so but
I'm gonna have to check that out. I got that HBO now, that new package on my cable we talked about.
Exactly.
So I got HBO Go. I'll be able to go back.
Take
and watch
advantage of
this
it, man. You know, and you know. And you know, the first season it's gonna open slow because it's gonna introduce all the characters to you and all that stuff. But it does pick up in the end. Season 1, Season 2, it picks up even more. But this last season has just been absolutely awesome, man. I mean, in the last 5 minutes of this episode, just Steve Buscemi and Kelly MacDonald just acted their asses off. Especially Kelly MacDonald. I mean, she's the one that plays Margaret Thompson on the show. And I'm going to mention the movie later that I saw in Our World, that she's actually the voice of the main character in Brave. But,
okay, cool.
Yeah, awesome episode, awesome show. So that's my bet.
I did like one of my favorite Steve Buscemi movies it's a little known movie called Trees Lounge.
Mm-hmm. I think I heard of that movie. Yeah.
Did you ever hear that? That's kind of really weird. You know, he's like out of work and he's got like an ice cream truck and he starts falling for this girl who's like 14.
No.
and he's an alcoholic and he lives above a bar. I mean, it's this weird, crazy movie, but he does a great job at it. You totally believe that this guy's this scum of the earth dude, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. He's a good actor.
He is. So that's my best. So awesome. Best and worst, Bill?
For me, best, I'll go do my best first. It's Thanksgiving this week. I have a lot to be thankful for. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people in rough shape right around this time of year with the disasters or economic or whatever it is. I'm doing okay. So I got to be thankful for that. Family usually kind of go over to in-laws for Thanksgiving, and they are going over to another relative's. So I'm going to actually have Thanksgiving in my house. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to go nowhere. I can watch the Cowboys in high def on my TV with my bathroom.
Exactly.
I don't have to change out of my sweatpants or my shorts or whatever I decide to wear that day.
Nope.
So I'm thankful to be home for Thanksgiving.
You know what? I told my 2 weeks ago, people asked me, what are you going to do for Thanksgiving? I said, honestly, man, I don't think my wife, she's back and forth about cooking or not. Because, unfortunately, with what happened with me last year, with the stroke, I missed Thanksgiving. I spent it in the hospital.
Right.
With a nasty-ass turkey wrap. I don't want to think about the nasty-ass turkey wrap. But anyway, she, supposedly, people were supposed to help her cook, and she ended up doing it all. So she's just getting back from a long trip after a week and a half, and she's like, I don't want to cook. And
right,
I said, honey, you don't have to cook if you don't want to. I told her, I said, that's on you. I said, as long as I'm somewhere at 11:30 watching the Texans play the Lions, I'm straight. I'm cool.
Yep. I got turkey nearby.
I'm going to be home. Instead of being in a damn fuck.
Well, there you go.
That's what I'm thankful for. That's what I'm thankful for.
You should be very thankful that, this year you'll be at home and not in a hospital.
I'm so thankful, man. I missed all that food last year and all that stuff. I am not eating tomorrow.
Why don't you handle the cooking?
Well, you know what we're going to do, man? We might hit up the Golden Corral, man, and just do that, and that way we don't have to do any dishes, we don't have to put up any food, and if we feel like going somewhere later on that day, after we get up, we'll go. I think it's cool because we're going to keep it simple, I told my wife, I said, you did get on the hip last year. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. Don't feel like it. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. So she decided earlier in the week. She's like, I'm not cooking. I'm like, cool. And she told me that, hey, find out what's going on at Golden Corral. We'll go up there early. I'm like, okay.
And since usually we end up even if we go over to the relatives, we'll cook a turkey at home. Mm-hmm. Just because I need leftover turkey, man, for my own. I can't be sharing turkey with nobody else.
Exactly.
So this year, since we're doing it at home, she's got to do everything. We're not doing just the turkey. We're doing the stuffing. We're doing the potatoes. Mm-hmm. We're doing the vegetable. We're doing everything. And so I know she was getting a little stressed with that. So I went to the store. I was like, I need to look at a little centerpiece thing. And I went, and man, they were expensive as shit.
Oh yeah.
They were like little tiny with a little couple flowers, that little cornucopia little thing. It was like $39. I'm like, fuck that. So I went and I got these 2 bundles of loose flowers. They were like $20, and I looked, and there was this vase that had these. It was weird. It was a pretty cool display. It had the clear vase, but it had these. It was like full of cranberries and water. And that's what they had the flowers sticking in. So I'm like, shit, I could do that. I got a vase at home. There's a bag of cranberries here for $2. So I did the whole thing for pretty cheap, brought it home. I think it helped de-stress her.
Yeah.
That, hey, look, we got a centerpiece thing. I did it. I'll be there to help you with the food.
That's right.
So I think it helped her out. And, of course, happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. I want to help my wife, but she kicks me out. She's like, you know what, TJ, just go. I'm like, okay.
If I can de-stress her, then I can focus on what's important: football and video games.
Exactly, man. Shoot, So
all right. And let me hit you with my worst.
All right.
You can tell me where I'm at as a person, because I don't know. Am I too old? This week has gone crazy, and even last week, watching TV, regular TV, network TV, was watching 2.5 Men and 2 Broke Girls. I like both those shows. I like 2 Broke Girls a lot, and 2.5 Men happened just to be on before it. I really don't watch it much anymore, but because Charlie's gone and Ashton's there, and it's just not as funny anymore. But everybody seems to be trying to cross the line of what I think is funny, and there's what's inappropriate. Especially for that time slot, and to say it's inappropriate for me, I'm the rock and roll guy who drinks and does all kinds of crazy stuff. I've done all kinds of crazy stuff in my past. I swear, I cursed, maybe too much. But when 2 weeks ago, on 2.5 Men, the main part, it started off with Alan, who was in bed with his girlfriend, and she was pressuring him to get married, and apparently he was going down on her. And has gotten lockjaw from being down there so much. And she was saying how she got asked out by her gynecologist. And he's like, listen, as long as you remember, I go down, he gets paid to go down there. I go down there for the sport of it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, holy shit, this is the conversation? Wow. This is the conversation at 8:30 at night on a network TV. Wow.
No, man, I was just about to say, you talk about 2 Broke Girls, and 2 weeks ago where she walks in, she brings the dude from the candy store, and she's like, why are your legs up in the air? And blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she was masturbating. They caught her masturbate with the shower head.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And then did you see this week's?
I didn't see last week, though, no.
Okay, this week, she said, hey, I guess he found out who she was, Caroline Channing from, just proper upscale girl, whatever. And it kind of, he wasn't really sure if she was the girl for him anymore, because he's not sure if he could relate to her. And so she's like, what do I need? Because she thought, well, maybe he's gay because he's not making a move on me. We went out on a date and he's not doing nothing, And she said, what do I need to do on the second date to win him over?
Oh, no.
And this is like in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the show. And she goes, have you tried anal?
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, what? And she goes, and then they made another joke, and like another minute later, she referred back to doing anal sex again. I was like, fuck.
Wow.
Man, am I too old, or have they crossed the line?
That is kind of crossing the line, because, okay, I don't, I watch a show on FX called The League, before the league comes on, viewer discretion is advised, like, after every commercial break, right?
Yeah,
And it comes on like at 10:30 your time, 9:30 my time central. So they let you know, like, okay, they're going to be, they blurt out shit sometimes, there's some crude jokes in there and all that stuff and everything, so, they let you know right then and there, hey, if you got a kid around, put him in the other room.
Right, put him in the other room. And
This is CBS. This is network TV.
Regular network TV, prime time, talking about anal, talking about going down on a girl, talking about masturbation. I'm like, man, am I a prude? No, I'm not a prude. It's just like, because I enjoy that kind of programming at a different time of night.
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
in its setting, and it's not in the right setting. And I can just imagine Blue. There's no way he's going to let his kid near a TV.
No,
you know?
man. I mean, because he watches these shows too, you know, and
yeah, he watches these shows, and you, as a parent, you're like, oh, because you get sucked in, like, hey, this is pretty funny. This is a pretty funny premise. You know, they're in the diner. Okay, there's a little innuendo, and then all of a
the
sudden,
one 2 weeks ago honestly
bam!
was the funniest one of the season so far. Like I wasn't really, even the one with Cedric Entertainer wasn't really that funny. Like
that wasn't even that funny. I thought,
but this past one, you know, it was pretty funny. You know, they went to the soup kitchen. You know, Caroline's kind of like, you know, questioned the soup kitchen and all that stuff. They meet the cute candy owner guy, you know, and you know, I mean, I thought about it afterwards. Though I'm like, man, if she's straight up said, she's like, you know, she's like Max, you know, everybody masturbates once in a while, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, but when Max went in and said, why are your legs up in the air? And they actually showed her with the legs up in the air.
Right,
Stuff,
legs
you know?
up there. I gotta tell you, I watch that show half for the comedy and half because they're two hot girls.
Oh, yeah.
Not two broke girls.
Yeah.
But
my wife,
this week they had two Amish guys on who were like on that break from the Amish tradition and visiting the big city.
Yeah.
And the one guy had, through the whole episode, they kept talking about how he had a boner.
Oh, my God.
You know, and then Caroline was out on the dance floor with him trying to get show the candy man how she could, you know, get down and not be so prim and proper. And she was out there, you know, rubbing her ass on this guy, and all of a sudden he collapses, and they have to call an ambulance because apparently he had a panic attack and an orgasm. At the same
my
time.
God.
And I'm like, wow.
No. I mean, that's 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock. It's not like at 9 o'clock or something like that.
It's not even late at night. I'm like, wow, we're talking about a guy have to call an ambulance because he had an orgasm and a panic attack because he had a boner at the whole episode, and anal, and I mean, I'm like, wow, okay, they're not saying curse words or anything, but the is so bad.
Shoot, I just imagine a little kid going to a parent saying, "Mommy, Daddy, what is anal?
What is anal?
What is anal?
Fuck, yeah.
Like, what? Like, what year is that from? You know, it was like, damn, man. I mean, so, but I was just about to say
that's my worst of the week.
I think you're right, Bill, because you know, even on Walking Dead, there's like a parental advisory thing in front of that commercial break. I mean, I'm gonna let my kid watch, you know, Walking Dead or stuff like that before I'd let him watch, you know, 2.5 Men. Exactly, man. Shoot, well.
Oh yeah, and then this week, now I've partied before, you know, I've been in bands and stuff, and I remember Kelso on the 70s show.
Oh yeah.
Character, and they'd sit around the table, and you could tell they were getting high.
Oh, of course, but they did it so subtle. They did it subtle,
right? They didn't show it, and I think that was part of what made it cool, is because they didn't show it.
Oh, the day Red came down there and said,
well, last night, last night on 2.5 Men, whatever his name is, Walden, you know, Ashton Kutcher's character is at the bar, and he's talking about, you know, he's off women, you know, they've broken his heart too many times, and he starts talking about Alan. Well, if they were, you know, they should just get married themselves because they spend so much time together, and they start talking about who's going to be the man and who's going to be the woman in the physical relationship. Which I thought was weird.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this hot blonde comes in. He's like, "Hey, what I said about, you know, not having women anymore, I'm just kidding." And he picks up this hot blonde. He goes back to the beach house, and they show him on the back porch of the beach house with this purple bong, and they're doing and they're blowing out hits of pot.
No way! They didn't show the bong, did they?
Yes, they showed the bong.
Oh,
he's standing there, hold this little bong. And he starts looking at her, and her face fades from the hot blonde he picked up to his ex-girlfriend, to the hot blonde, to his ex-wife, to the hot blonde, to his mother. You know, and he's like, "Man, I'm too high. I'm just too high." And then they're in bed. He's like, "I'm too high to have sex."
That's pushing it, man. Because that's kind of saying, you know, hey, it's cool to go ahead, and that's kind of putting it out there. Hey, man, you can get high. It's okay. It's on the comedy show.
Right. It's not even like it's. Yeah, and the fact that they were getting high wasn't the issue or wasn't the joke. It was the fact that he can't get over these women anymore. And like where the 70s show, that was kind of the joke. Mm-hmm. Where now it's so normal, maybe in California and Colorado and Washington or wherever they pass these laws, maybe it's become so normal to smoke pot that it's okay to put it in a scene at primetime TV that people are smoking pot.
If I'm a CBX executive, I'm kind of like, okay, that'd be like, okay, no, man.
As a parent,
we can't do that. We can't. Okay, you know, like a teen. We're just thinking like a teenage, teenage boy demographic watching that show.
Right.
Okay. Like he sees like, okay, oh no, man, it's all right, to buy a bong and smoke some weed. He was doing it on TV.
He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire. It ain't messing with his work or nothing like that. That's the message you're sending when you show shit like that.
Right.
And it's already bad to where, teenage boys aren't in a position to do shit like that because they're not in a position to even have control of their lives because they don't know shit yet.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
So when you're projecting that on a comedy show that not as popular as it was with Charlie Sheen on there, but still popular because Ashton Kutcher is a popular guy, that's just sending the wrong message.
Yeah, I think the humor was just different when it was with Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't.
I don't remember them doing any shit like that.
They didn't do shit like that. I think Charlie got messed up, but Charlie went to his job. He may have done shit in his personal life, but he showed up to work every day. I heard. I mean, they didn't have any problems with him until I guess CBS had a so-called image to protect. But now he's gone. He's moved on to better things. Hey, I'm all for crazy TV and for laughs and for humor, but I think that they need to be more intelligent with your humor and not go for the lowest common denominator.
Tone it down a little bit. I mean,
tone it down.
Tone it down. I mean, there's some excellent TV out there.
Unless that's the world we live in anymore. Is it acceptable just to do the shit and to say the stuff? I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe I'm behind the times.
Well, I'm
some old dude.
I'm an old dude too because I think that is bullshit right there. I mean, showing a bong on a TV show that comes on 7:30 Central my time. Yeah. On a network television show, that's just kind of overboard on that, man. Mm-hmm. Super overboard, Will.
Yeah.
Well, just want to give a reminder of the game nights. We usually game on Fridays and Saturdays, but this week, hopefully, I'll be gaming more online with the holiday up and everything. But
that's right. I'm sure you will see us all Thursday night out there.
Yes.
Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Yeah, that's burning off that turkey, burning off that food on the joysticks. But I also want to give a reminder that the OFR Dynasty is in week 11, and we got about a couple of games left in the regular season. And shout-outs to Blue Oyster Rebel. I sent him an invite, and he should be on joining soon. So, hey,
cool.
Join us on the game nights. Just hit us up at TeamOHU87 and Vladz him on Twitter. Or for feedback@gmail.com if you have a game you want to play, but we all know that it's either going to be Halo 4 or Black Ops 2.
That's right.
That's a couple weeks. Speaking of our world, the top 3 things we saw her played, I'm going to get into my top 3 as the first thing is Halo 4, and everything you talked about on the last episode, Vladz, I will confirm. That game is absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, I play a game like this, I don't see how I'm going to even buy a new system if they come up with games graphically like this. What's the point? I mean, seriously.
It's amazing. You look at this game and say, this is beautiful. How much more beautiful can games be?
Get? I mean, like, when you crash, I mean, I'm not far in it. I'm about an hour and a half in it. When you crash on that planet and you're going through those caves, and then you go to that thing and bust out of that cave and you see this. I can't even describe what I saw. These things were turning up and down. It looked like a generator kind of thing, but then the damn bright blue sky with the clouds that look as real as shit. I mean, I turned Chief around like in a 360 to look up in the sky. Yeah. I mean, I stood there, I swear to God, I stood there for like 3 minutes looking at this thing. Just how graphically impressive it looked, man. And so And, I haven't played a Halo game before, so I'm kind of getting used to the gameplay, I noticed that, in comparisons to Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, which I'll get after this, a little bit more dodging and jumping in Halo than I noticed in Call of Duty, in my opinion. I noticed that, you really have to dodge because the AI is a lot more intelligent, of course, in Halo 4. I mean, than in Black Ops 2, but...
Yeah.
But I'm liking it. I haven't tried the multiplayer yet, but I am loving the campaign so far. The graphics on everything is awesome, man. Like, everybody said, the first part was slow. I don't think so.
Yeah, I
when I was on that ship,
really good.
When I was on that ship, I was like, shit, man. The graphics when you come out and you look up, and Cortana, they did a good job on her, by the way. God.
Yes, they did.
Golly. She says, look up and release, I look up and he puts his hand up and release it. I mean, it's awesomely done. They did a great job on this, and I look forward to going into the campaign and, the cutscenes, the opening cutscenes, where, I forget her name.
Dr. Halsey.
Dr. Halsey.
Man, yeah, that stuff looked real, didn't it?
It looked awesome, man. I mean, it's fantastic so far, so... enjoying that, and got Black Ops 2 also, and I tell you what, man, I give props to Treyarch. They're making Infinity Ward look like a bunch of bitches right now.
That's right. They are.
They are really making them look stupid because the cutscenes on this are graphically improved compared to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I mean, it's not even close. Not even close.
Yeah.
I mean...
everything's much better.
Everything is much better in that game. I mean...
It's neat to see how people, you learn from one iteration to another, how you learn from your mistakes, you learn to improve the things that you did well. And I think that whoever is on the testing team, whoever's on the advanced team to delve into those subjects and to flesh out what a gamer is going to want, did their job.
Yes, absolutely, because it seems like, on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, it's so scattered. The campaign was so scattered. Mm-hmm. You couldn't keep up with the story. On this one, it is absolutely different. The center is the old woods, and it's almost like a movie-telling kind of story as you go through these missions. I didn't get confused going from 1980-something back to 2005 and back to 1986 and something, because they tell it to where, it's almost like a Black Flash, which is basically what most movies do anyway. I mean, and graphically, it's an improvement from Black Ops 2, way improved than Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It's not even close graphically. I mean, it's supposed to be the same engine, but Treyarch pushed it to another level graphically, where Infinity Ward actually probably stepped down, and they're being cheap right now, talking about, oh, you're not supposed to be doing, the present or future setting and all that stuff. I give it to Treyarch for at least thinking outside the box, not doing the same damn thing over again. And, hopefully Activision will be like, okay, Infinity Ward, shut your damn mouth. Hey, leave Treyarch alone.
Right, they got two bickering children on this thing, and they need to settle them both down because one is outshining the other.
Exactly. I mean, it wasn't like that before. I mean, it was the other way around. It's not Treyarch's fault that they improved their craft where Infinity Ward broke apart. That is not their fault. Right. And and Infinity Ward needs to be careful, where they step on, because that's going to probably motivate them to even be better on the next system.
Right, because Activision's looking, all right, I got these two companies that are both do good games, but this latest version, Treyarch, $500 million in 24 hours.
That is just unbelieful, man.
You got to be kidding. Halo 4 did $220 million in 24 hours.
Yeah. And that's one system, but it sold how many copies on PS3? Almost 20 million on PS3 alone.
Wow.
So it's just, this is the one that, honestly, I think is the next step past Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare. This is the one.
This is good.
This is the one that we've been waiting on for years to be the next step up from Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I love the multiplayer maps. I think they're well designed. I think the perk system is great. The flexibility you get with how you want to put your weapons together and how you want your perks and everything to work.
Man, I love how before you start a mission on the campaign, you can do that.
Yeah, they even throw that into the campaign. Let you switch some of that stuff up. Very good. I think they did real well the way they crossed the line and in some points, not maybe not cross the line, but stretch the. I mean, they give it. It's an M for mature because at the game there's some scary stuff. There's some war stuff. There's some uncomfortable situations, and
I thought it was like that when I'm riding on a horse with a damn rocket launcher taking down helicopters, man.
Yeah,
I'm like shit. I gotta do what I gotta do.
right.
Like,
and it felt like you were in a movie. It felt man. Like you were like in Rambo, man.
I was like, yeah, let's go get some damn helicopters down. You know, it's fun, man. It's fun, but it's also forgiving, man. You have to, on the horse mission. I think it's the third mission in. It's a lot going on, but actually, it's almost to where you do know where you go. Of course, they got the follow thing, of course, but it's just presentation wise, it's just a step up above from what they've done before, and I commend them for doing that, man. I commend them for stepping up and not doing the same old damn things. So I'm happy that I ended up getting it for $30. It's worth $30.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
$30 a great deal.
That's awesome. And been getting into this show. Then shout outs to the 40cast. They've been getting into it. It's called Luther. It's a BBC show starring Idris Elba. And got to make sure I pronounce that right. My wife will get mad. She gets mad. She corrects me every time, I say his name because she likes that dude. So, right. And he plays basically a detective who's actually a genius. And I am 4 episodes in the first season, and very well done. Very good show. Very, very good show. It's on Netflix and it's free on Amazon Prime as well. And just also want to give, no top 3, but I have to give shout outs to the movie, the Disney movie from Pixar that's out right now, Brave. I rented that for the kids, on demand, and watched it with them, and it was actually a very, very good movie.
That was a cool movie.
Very good movie. So that's my top 3.5. Yeah. Give us your top 3, Bill.
Top 3 real quick, probably some of the same as yours, Black Ops. Really enjoyed that campaign.
You finished it already.
No, I didn't finish campaign yet on Black Ops. I got a couple ways in. I got to the part where it's more like I'm controlling the troops and that claw thing. Okay. I got to that part and then I stopped and I just went back to multiplayer. So and because I wanted to see what it looked like in 3D, because I don't know if you noticed when you start the menu, like the guy puts his glasses on, and you go to the menu. I was like, hey, I wonder if this has 3D. Yeah, it does have 3D. Let me see how that looks. So I was playing multiplayer in 3D, and that was a little bit of a head rush. I don't know if I'll do that all the time because it was a little weird, but but it was fun. I like having that option, and I want to go back to Assassin's Creed 3 because I think that's also in 3D, and check that out too. So I'll let you know how that works out. But Halo 4, I've been playing that. I love that. And one of the other really cool things that happened this week is, since last week we talked, was the Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer. The second one came out. And they got a little more detail. I think the last Game Informer magazine from Best Buy has probably about a 10-page section on just Grand Theft Auto. And man, that game looks so cool. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait either. I think I was listening to the KidCast, and they were talking about how it's not really popular to be the bad guy, but I think the way that that Rockstar is doing it is, Nico in 4 was a different character where, he's coming to America, he's on his own. It's a more grittier kind of, storyline.
Right.
This looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. Well, it's going to be from 3 different perspectives.
Right.
I think that's cool actually, because it's not gonna, it's not, because they talk about how I played Grand Theft Auto 4 to a certain point, and then I think like everybody else, I either stopped playing it or I traded in.
Ah!
Yeah,
dude, I love that game. I played it all the way to the end on that character. In fact, the way this goes, it has those 3 characters and 3 points of view. And Grand Theft Auto 4, you played Nico's the whole main campaign, but then you came out with the Lost in the Dam.
Oh no, I love those.
Okay, yeah, because then you get to see the same story from their perspective.
No, yeah. I did end up finishing, Grand Theft Auto 4. There was just, it's just, I don't know, something else came out or some hotness came out to where, but this one, graphically, oh my God, it looks crazy what they're going to, they say it's going to be bigger than San Andreas, the map is going to be bigger than San Andreas, and they say it's going to be as big as map, basically. Yeah,
it says bigger than Red Dead Redemption, San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto 4 all put together. Oh, well, that's how big this is going to be.
Yeah, I just think that, I just like the fact that the storyline is going to be from 3 different perspectives from the jump,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny how they had the advertisement had like the girl with the bikini with the iFruit phone. It's just funny little things like that Rockstar's doing, and it's just going to be interesting because these 3 characters look like they're totally different, but it looks like it's going to be like, it looks like
there's a lot of humor in it.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a lot of
which I think was
cops and robbers,
which
gangster
I think
kind
was
of thing.
missing from the storyline. I mean, Nico, the character himself, it was a cool character, but the other characters that he met made the game. I think.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be it's going to be a better campaign. I think that's what it needs. I think that's what it needed versus I mean, it's cool to go around and shoot up stuff and everything like that. But the campaign, there was some stuff where I was like, okay, like there was one where you assassinated, you snipe people, from a building. That's cool. But then there was one where you got to take pictures. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this shit,
Yeah.
And then you fail, and then you have to drive all the way back to a certain point and all that stuff and do it all over again. Little petty shit like that. I guess I'm being petty, I don't know, but it looks awesome either way. I'm gonna be there day one and get this shit. I've been waiting for this one. It's gonna be one of absolutely many games in the spring. It's just a bunch of shit coming out in the spring.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my
beginning of the year to spring. It's going to be crazy. I mean, if Sony is smart, if they are absolutely smart, they better come out with Last of Us before this comes out, because if they don't, I don't know when that's going to come out, but.
Yeah, that's coming out this fall. I got an email from.
Oh, you did?
Buy.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that about games you can. I guess what is
and also the Beyond Two Souls too. I guess that's going to be later on in the year.
But and
usually
Bioshock.
I think they had a surprise hit with Max Payne 3. That game was awesome, man. I really enjoyed Max Payne 3. Rockstar just seems to just come up with a hit every year, but this is going to be the one. Will it outsell Black Ops 2? No, but it's going to have plenty of sales on the first day. I guarantee that. But
oh, absolutely. I'm there day one for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah. It'll be awesome, man. Speaking of awesome, we're going to get into sports. As, Bill, there were some close games.
Dude, there was so many close games this weekend, and it just had me in a panic. I got to tell you that the Cowboys game, I did not like the game.
No, man.
I like the outcome of the game.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm glad we won, but I did not like being down 13-0.
Oh no!
I did not like losing to the Colts, to the Browns.
Oh,
and as much as I bust on Vic, he's like, well, do you think it's time to get rid of Romo? And what about Jerry? And what about the coach? And I'm like, dude, come on, these things will all work themselves out. At least we're not like the Browns. And then here I go. I'm like, man, I'm going to be eating crow because, here we are losing to the Browns, and thank God we got our shit together in the second half and came back and tied it up and then put it into overtime. And the second half of the game was better. The Browns are playing much better than I expected. But we played like shit.
Oh yeah.
So you add those two things together.
Give the Browns a couple of years. I think they'll be in there. They're building the right way. They
are building the right way, and they're doing it slowly. They're building it here and they're building it there, and I think that they'll be able to hang. And I think next year you'll be seeing a lot more of the Browns.
Yeah, but man, the Texans game was absolutely. I think I got a heart attack watching that damn game because
that should not have been that way.
Hell no. They come back from Chicago winning a huge game, against Chicago, and then they're playing on Thanksgiving against the Lions. So it was classic trap game.
Yeah, you're 8-1. They're 1-8.
1-8.
That should not have been a contest.
And then it's the backup quarterback. It's not even the starter doing this crap. I mean, it was like Madden at Reliance Stadium last Sunday. But hey, they were down by.
It was like that all around because Detroit was beating Green Bay for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina was beating Tampa for a while.
Yeah,
come on, Bucks, come on.
I mean,
it was just
fantasy teams across America were just going.
They were going nuts. Yeah. Miami and Buffalo was close.
That pissed me off because I started Fitzpatrick on Thursday night. I was like, yeah, he's going against Miami. They just got whooped last week. Man, he didn't do shit at all, man. I was mad because I changed him real quick from Stanford. I should have started Stafford instead. He got more points, but not many points. Yeah. At least he got a couple of touchdowns.
I'm the worst fantasy manager. I'm always picking the wrong guy. Thank God, finally, I got Andre Johnson and Calvin Johnson.
Oh, hell yeah.
This week. So,
was a monster of that game. Oh, my God. Thank God for Andre Johnson, man. They ended up in overtime. They're actually the first team to score twice in the new overtime.
Wow.
And Matt Shaw passed tied for the second most ever in a game with 527 yards. So, even though it gave me an absolute panic attack, it was good to see because they showed that they can come back. They were down by 14 in the fourth. Mm-hmm. They were down by 14 in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
And they ended up coming back and winning that game. It just shows that they can, the game, the week before they can win, and they can win in a slobber knocker kind of game.
Yep.
And then they can shoot out. A lot of people were questioning, can they win a shootout? And even though it was an unexpected shootout, they ended up winning anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
So there was close games that were just giving me a panic attack. I was not happy about it all. And there was other games that were complete blowouts.
Oh yeah.
Washington whooping Philadelphia's ass.
Their ass.
It was embarrassing.
Andy Reid is done. He's done.
I can't believe it. He hasn't even packed his bags already. He's got to know that's coming.
That was the one. I think that was the one.
That was the dagger.
That was the dagger right there because
I
mean, you had a week with the rookie. There was no excuse. You're playing a team, honestly, that should be at least equal to what you're
equal or less than what you are right now, and you should be able to take this team. They're in your division. It's an important game.
And the better rookie won.
Right, the better rookie won.
Showed your team off, man. The better rookie showed your team off, man.
Yep. And speaking of rookies, what about the 49ers' new quarterback?
Oh, my God!
Dude, right from the start, that guy...
He's like, I'm going to go with whoever's in the hot hand. I was like, that's not fucking fair, man.
Dude, he wails that ball downfield, and he was just dropping it right in there, and they were whooping their ass. That is really...
Best defense in the league, too, man. Best defense.
And made them look silly. They were up 17-0 in a matter of moments. I was like, wow.
Oh, that's a weird dude, Jim Harbaugh, man. I understand, okay, like, everybody's trying to go for Peyton Manning, right?
Uh-huh.
He ended up signing Alex Smith. Alex Smith is in there because he's injured. Okay? He has a concussion, And
I like Alex Smith. I mean, they got two good...
He's completing 70% of his passes. I mean, he's not dynamite, but hey, he manages the game. Yeah. He wins. I mean, last year he led you to the NFC Championship game.
Right.
But when you come out and say, I'm gonna go with a hot hand, That's just disrespect.
That I think it is disrespectful. I think he just said, I'm going to wait and make sure Alex is ready to come back.
You don't say
just give the concussion thing a break.
Exactly, man. It's like we're just going to go with the hot. I mean, of course he has the hot hand. He's able to play. I mean,
right, and he's the only one playing right now. So
shit. I mean, you might as well just say, hey.
I think they're too quick to try and pull these guys back from concussions. I think that they really need to take their time. That the one guy in the defense of Pittsburgh, Clark, Tutulu probably knows what his first name is, but he had 2 concussions in the last 3 weeks. No. And he was playing this week.
No, he should shut up.
They're like, well, he's wearing a special helmet. Dude, he should not be playing.
So what?
2 concussions in 3 weeks. If it was my kid, if it was my brother, I'd be like, dude, you need to sit out.
Oh, man.
And just watch for a little while. Let that shit heal. Your brain sloshes from one side of your skull to the other and loses something. And you need to make sure you're ready. You can't just rush that stuff.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, did you see who's coming back to Pittsburgh?
Who?
Mr. Plexico.
Oh yeah, I saw that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that means Antonio Brown is hurt more than they're probably saying.
Yeah, which means I better get off this podcast and dump him off my fantasy football
team. Damn it, I got him on my
fantasy team
too, man. Shit.
I know, I gotta get rid of him.
I lost McGahee too. This 6 to 8.
Oh yeah, he's hurt too.
He's partial torn ACL, 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
I got him on both my fantasy teams. Man, goddamn. And then lost Darryl Sproles. Man, I can talk all night about the frustration of fantasy football injuries, man.
I know it is the team that can stay healthy is going to be the teams that end up in the playoffs and that are successial in the playoffs.
I'm in the playoffs in both the leagues. I'm 65 in both of them, so I'm in it. So,
but did you see the Patriots play this week?
Oh my God,
they were so dominant. It was almost like someone should call that game because they were beating them so bad. I think it was almost a crime. Mm-hmm. A crime almost took place. 59-24 against the Colts.
Oh, yeah.
That was not even pretty at all. I mean, they imposed their will, and it's like they couldn't tackle them. They were like superhuman once they got the ball. I don't even understand it. I would not.
Which makes it even frustrating that Gronkowski got hurt in a game like that.
Right, and broke his forearm. Damn, that's a big injury. I don't know anybody who'd want to play that team that showed up that night against. I mean, the Colts. At least they were. I mean, at least they scored 24 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't know any team that was going to be able to hang with the Patriots that night. Maybe not every night, every time they show up, but that night they were on their game and they were hitting on all cylinders. And wow, they were scary.
That's when Brady's in the zone and it's kind of like, okay, can't really do nothing.
Sometimes games are close and you get real wrapped up in it. In college this weekend, I got to shout out to Blue Oyster Rebel. I got Tim Pan. I feel sorry for you with this Ole Miss playing LSU. I was pulling for Ole Miss. That was the one game I watched this weekend. Man, it's like you get so close and then you get punched in the gut because they had that team. LSU was far outranked them. They didn't have any business beating them, and they were beating them. Dude, they had them where they wanted them, and then lost it at the end, and it was like a big punch in the gut. I was like, I got a small taste of what it must be like to be an Ole Miss fan, and it felt bad.
Yeah, but if you are Baylor and Stanford, you are feeling absolutely good this week because especially Baylor. Because they put an absolute whooping of the number 1 team in the country, Kansas State, this past Saturday. I watched that game in awe.
I missed that game, but I heard about it.
I watched that game in awe, man. They could not stop them from scoring. I mean, Vladz, it was crazy how they couldn't stop them. I mean, and they stopped them. They stopped. And this team is 4-5 now, going in against the number 1 team in the country, man. It's the biggest upset. They said it's the biggest upset of the year. I think it's the biggest upset in the last couple of years, I think. Because, I mean, you're trying to, they had such a big, year last year with RG3 winning the Heisman and all that. You know, they only lost 3 games and beat Oklahoma for the first time in, I think, like 10 years, something like that. And then they go into this game 4-5. You know, they played like they had nothing to lose, man. And I had to give it to them, man. They took it to them. And even the coach said that. The coach of Kansas City said, you know, we were not prepared to be in this position, and that's my fault. He took all the blame. But man, I feel for Lou Screw right now. I really feel for Lou Screw because I really thought Oregon was going to win out. I mean, looking at the schedule they had and all that, I thought they were going to win out, man. But Stafford had a great game plan, man. They ran the ball, kept them off the field, and beat them, man. So you had the number 1 team and number 2 team in the country losing in the same day for the first time in 5 years. Wow.
And we have a new number 1.
Which is Notre Dame, which I know a lot of people are hating right now.
Shocked.
I mean, out of nowhere, they are number 1. And basically, Alabama and Georgia are 2 and 3, so basically they are going to face each other in the SEC championship game. And whoever wins that game is in the title game. So who would have thought that even a week ago?
Yeah.
I mean, they were number 4, you know, and then all of a sudden number 1 and 2 lose. And now they're number 2.
Yeah, and we were just talking about the beginning of the show. This is like our 4th season, episode 1 of our 4th season. I remember a couple years back when Blue was on, and we would just make fun of Notre Dame so bad because they were so terrible.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God, they were terrible. And it was just laughing stock. And here they are at number 1 now. We would not have – that would have been a bet right there to say.
Not only are they number 1, but their last game is at USC without Matt Barkley, the All-American, to go into the title game. This is going to be very interesting end of the year. You know what, though? Man, I'm going to watch that game. Because if this is not a trap game of trap games, I don't know what is. This guy coming in, you know, who's going to be starting, I forget his name, but he is a freshman who was like the number 3 ranked quarterback in the 150 last year. You know, he got a little time in, of course, you know, garbage time. And, of course, he's going to be starting next year. So what a way to start your college career, being the number 1 team in the country at home to prevent them from going to the national championship.
Yeah.
That's going to be prime time. I have to watch it because I have to see if Notre Dame can finish the job or if USC can muster, you know, who was going in as honestly, as the favorites to win the damn championship, honestly. You know, they were favorites. I mean, Barkley came back for just for that reason, you know, to come back and win the national championship. He didn't go into the draft because he wanted to come back and win the national championship. So, can they redeem themselves after a disappointing season of keeping their arch rival Notre Dame from the national championship game? We shall see. It's going to be drama. Oh, yeah. Man. But
what I'm really curious too then, and is to see what Bill O'Brien does with Penn State. He had made some little hints earlier in the season that if they have a good season, that he would like to do something special for them because they're not bowl eligible.
That's right.
But he would like,
and that's another thing. Ohio State has a chance to go undefeated.
Yeah, and Ohio State is not bowl eligible.
That's right.
So you got number 1 and number 2 not even in contention.
That's right, really.
You know, in their division. He said he made a hint earlier in the year that maybe he could have a special game in Hawaii or something like that. I would love if we could take another rematch at Ohio State in Honolulu.
I think that would be absolutely awesome, man.
That would be awesome. Non-NCAA game, dude, you got nothing to do with it. We could do whatever we want. I'm sure there will be a network that will cover it. And get Ohio State and Penn State out there.
Replace those damn 2 teams, whoever's in the damn Hawaiian Bowl or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, that don't matter.
I would love watching that game. That game was that would be an awesome game to watch.
Yeah.
Awesome game to watch.
Yeah, because I think he did such a great job as a coach in a bad situation, and has really
and they play good with all.
Yeah, they've been playing.
They did. I was going for them to have a good season. I'm so happy they had a good season and didn't. They played hard, and with all the distractions and everything that happened. They ended up just playing hard football and ended up with I think it's a successful season, honestly, under the circumstances.
Right. Yeah, they're 7-4, and you can't with letting your players go wherever they want to and be picked clean by anybody who wanted to come in and grab them. And obviously the embarrassment of staying where you were because of whatever the scandal was. But man, and to still come in that and win games and have a successful season, I think that was what a coach.
And guess what?
And what a senior class.
And they have the same record as USC, where Reed ended up going. So hey, joke's on you, dude.
That's right. Silas Red.
That's right. So now we're going to end another great show with some shout-outs. And I'm going to shout out Vic Joe for being back on the 40cast after being in the East Coast, helping, a lot of people get their power back. Glad you came back home safe, brother. And want to give a shout-out to GHR and shout-out to Alfred. He was on the last 40cast. And want to give a shout-out to Level Zero and CADcast and all the OFR shows. And shout-outs, Bill Blashhammer.
Cool. Shout-outs would be to Blue Oyster Rebel for getting back on Xbox Live, or at least sort of.
That's right.
He put his thing in to get to the gold membership to get back on Xbox Live, but for some reason wasn't getting connected right. I know he's working with Xbox Live support right now to get that situated, but it would be great to have Tim Pan back out there and playing some NCAA football with us and back on game nights. I know we've been talking about it forever, and it's been forever since he's been on there with us. We've been having great Friday nights and Saturday nights out there with game nights. They're hilarious with Ace and Henry and Blue and you. We've been having a great time, so it'd be awesome to have him back out there. And a shout out to Alfred or GHR. I mentioned him, and I'm like, dude, I could not find you on Stitcher. And they got right on it.
That's right.
You know what?
Man, I had to give it to him. He did.
I know. I haven't listened to GHR in a long time, and I really missed him. I jumped on today, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. T-Tonks isn't there, but Full Tilt's on now. And this other guy, and I'm like, man, what a great show. I listened to this week's show. We talked about, or they talked about, I felt like I was in the conversation too.
I did, man.
Yeah, how about with wrestling?
Yes. Oh, it was awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Because all those conversations, I was like, yep, and everybody's point was something I felt I could have said too.
And
I felt like I was right in there.
Full Tilt and Kevin, they're usually kind of different on some stuff, but even Full Tilt, had to laugh like, God damn, Kevin, we're agreeing on something.
Right. Because they talked about gays for just a little bit and like wrestling for like half the show.
I think it was cool how they went off the rails like that, man.
And I'm glad they did and just went with it because that was so cool, and that was what I enjoyed listening to. I thought it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. So, a shout out to UTJ and everyone who's been listened and been part of OFR for the last 3 years, because actually this week is our anniversary.
Yeah,
it was 2009 this week that we recorded our first episode.
That's right.
So this is season 4, episode 1.
All right.
So we're back at it. And happy belated birthday to Stuart Casual Terror, part of OFRN. His birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday, bro.
All right. And thank you for listening to the first episode of season 4 of OFR. Peace and love and happiness. Let's stay open. Let's get it. Good night.
Woo! That's right.
All right. It's like a back and forth, man. Like Rogue Spear gave us a shout out, said, it was just him and Vladz, but it was a good show. They had a good conversation going, and and Devious Mr. Matt gave us some love too, man. So, good. So OFR Dynamic Duo doing it, man.
Wonder Twin Powers.
That's right, man. Beers up.
That's right. Beers up. There we go.
That's right. That's right, man. You know what? I'll talk about it in the show, man.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about this show.
Of course, there's a wireless one. Triton Premier Wireless Headset for Xbox 360 on Amazon right now for $79.
Oh, wireless! Wow.
Yeah, then you don't have to mess with that cord getting jacked up all the time. Because I tell you what, I spent more than $79 in those damn headsets because they only last like 2 or 3 months for each one of my kids.
That's true. Yeah, we talked about that before, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I hate that. They're like,
I know, man.
It's broke again. I'm like, all right, well, it's like $15, $20, but it's like $15 a year, $20 there, $50. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, I'm not too pissed off because I used like my buy.com points to get it, so it was free.
Okay.
You know, but still, man, you know, T-Tox.
It's just all how you take care of it.
Exactly. T-Tox hopped on.
Turtle Beach Air Force X11s is what I'm wearing right now and what I use the game with.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I've had these things for over a year and they sound great. I've never had a problem with them. But
see, I think those are the ones that are on sale actually, Bill. So I'm gonna have to. Shit, now I want to go by Best Buy. Oh shit, that's gonna be chaos, man.
But you got wires and stuff to deal with. But
oh well.
It's a long wire, and it sounds so much better playing a game with headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you, it's incredibly better. It's like going from regular definition TV to high def.
Oh yeah,
visually, it's because you have the footsteps and you hear, like when I'm playing Halo and I'm shooting the gun off the back of the Warthog and those shells. After I fire, the shell will hit the ground and you hear it hit the ground and roll.
Oh man,
wow, that sounds great, but. That stuff you miss, I think, if you just have it coming out your stereo speakers, unless maybe if you have a crank,
super loud, I can't crank,
or you have a great surround sound or something.
My wife will be like, "Turn that shit down."
Right, turn that shit down. That's exactly what I get. we could talk about it. It's like, playing video games at night. I got the TV turned down. I got the headphones cranked up. It's I'm all secretive. It's like I'm watching porn or something.
Yeah.
Playing video games.
It's like you're on the mature thing on HBO Go.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, shh. There we go.
Oh, she's a little too loud.
Stop the game.
That's right. They be streaming loud. God,
quiet.
Oh man, that damn Cat House. They got every episode of Cat House on there, man.
Oh no! Did you see this? This is the week we recorded the first OFR. 3 years. This is our 4th year.
Yeah, I saw that episode.
So 2009. So yeah, because we recorded it like this week, and then I put it out the 30th because it just took me a while to figure out how to edit and post. And we had a WordPress site, and I wasn't sure how to post it, and we didn't really have an iTunes. I had to figure all that shit out from scratch. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Oh wow.
And they were all like, "You know what you're doing, right?" I'm like, "No, I'll figure it out, though." It took me a couple days, but I'm like, all right, I'll figure it out.
Cool. Well, all right, man. Well, let's get season 4 started there.
Cool.
All right. We'll go in 5, 4, 3.
following message is transmitted at the request of the Pennsylvania State Police Department. An unidentified virus string is rapidly spreading across the state of Pennsylvania. It is believed that it will spread to adjacent states within the next 12 hours. State College is also reporting that some of the affected persons are turning into zombie-like creatures. Because this is an airborne virus, authorities recommend that the following action should be taken by all members of the public. Stay indoors, turn off all heating and air conditioning systems, wear breathing masks to prevent catching the virus, have enough food and water supplies for sheltering for 1 to 2 weeks. Any residents not in the state of Pennsylvania hearing this message should also take these precautionary actions.